Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Believe in best.
Tonight on Our News, a legal battle brewing over the body of Bella Walker. The PM cautions Bahamians ahead of the holidays. And a creative twist to Thanksgiving dinner. Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Dragovich. Topping news tonight, another twist has emerged following the death of 4-year-old Bella Walker. Her maternal grandmother is seeking to have the little girl's body turned over to her so that she can direct funeral arrangements. Mona Lisa Walker has enlisted the help of attorney Bjorn Ferguson and has written Serenity Funeral Home after the family of Bella's father took responsibility of her body and had it transported to that funeral home. However, Bella's parents were not married at the time of her birth, giving legal responsibility to her mother. The 4-year-old died on Friday, November 5th after suffering blunt force trauma. She had broken ribs and punctured internal organs. Her death sparked widespread national outrage. Bella's mother has since been charged with exposing a child to grievous harm and cruelty, while her mother's boyfriend was charged with murder and cruelty to children. In the letter, the maternal grandmother told the funeral home that she identified the child's body on November 8th, but never gave instructions on the release of the body or burial. She argued the child's putative father is not entitled to have control of the body nor make burial arrangements. Walker concluded her letter offering the funeral home the opportunity to respond and remedy the situation before she commences legal proceedings. In other news, though new COVID-19 infections are down, Prime Minister Philip Davis is urging Bahamians to remain on guard this holiday season. Davis, who made an unexpected appearance at the weekly OPM press briefing, acknowledged that gatherings are likely. Jasmine Brown reports.
The Prime Minister says the fact of the matter is the Bahamas is doing well when it comes to keeping COVID-19 numbers down. However, he also insists it's not the time for Bahamians to let their guards down.
Starting today with Thanksgiving, gatherings are likely to be larger, and wanting to remind our people that the pandemic is still alive and it is well. And though we are satisfied with the progress we've been making to date in lowering the positivity rate, I'm still urging our people to stay safe.
The latest COVID numbers reported by the Ministry of Health show that 50 new cases were reported on November 23rd. 9 of those cases had a recent history of travel. Hospitalizations were also down to 16. Just 2 months ago, daily cases on some days exceeded 100 and hospitalizations were in the triple digits. Davis pleaded with residents to remain vigilant.
Where possible, avoid large gatherings. Continue to wear your masks, particularly if you are indoors in close quarters. And if possible, if you're going to have gatherings, kindly have them on the outside. The weather is great and fine. We have beautiful weather. Gatherings are encouraged to be held outdoors. And when you are indoors, please, if you can, ensure that the place in which you are indoors is properly ventilated.
On Wednesday, Director of the National HIV, AIDS, and Infectious Disease Program, Dr. Nakia Forbes, said the third wave of COVID-19 infections in the Bahamas is basically at an end. This as the Prime Minister urged people to get vaccinated.
It's not mandatory, but we have an abundance now of vaccinations. And I encourage each and every one of you and those under the sound of my voice, and I invite you as the media to continue to encourage our people to get vaccinated. It is, no doubt, the safest bet and the safest tool to avoid getting sicker if you contract the virus.
According to the Ministry of Health, as of November 20th, more than 143,000 people are fully vaccinated. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
About 70% of visitors to the Bahamas are fully vaccinated, according to Tourism Director General Joy Gibralou, who tells reporters the Bahamas is gaining a reputation as a safe place to travel during the pandemic.
We manage the travel space very well. It's because everyone's on board. Our hotel partners are on board. Our ports of entry, whether NAD, the Lyndon Pinling International Airport, the cruise board, Ministry of Health working with us. So with everyone working in tandem, that's put us in a good place.
And former Free National Movement Deputy Leader Loretta Butler Turner has been appointed to serve as a consultant for the Small Business Development Center. Butler Turner expressed her gratitude for the opportunity to help boost the economy.
I was delighted to be invited to this particular position because I believe that small businesses, micro businesses, and self-employment is truly a part of what we need in the Bahamas when we talk about inclusion. So today, it is a great privilege and an honor for me to take on this challenge.
Butler Turner says her goal is to ensure more women are given the opportunity to become business owners and to help cut the red tape involved. The former opposition leader also confirming her shift in politics.
As an independent candidate in the last election I participated in, obviously, you know, I would no longer have been aligned with the FNM. And I've had 4.5 to 5 years to look at what the previous party I had been a part of had done. I truly loved, this is no secret, I loved the PLP's blueprint for a new day. And I believe that if I can help to make that a reality, then yes, there's definitely that shift.
As the FNM prepares to elect a new leader, a former Olympian turned member of parliament is looking to take up the torch and run with it. Hiram Lewis tells Kyle Joaquin he's in it to win it.
Just a plain old Joe who decided to step up to the fore now and do something about leadership.
It's a different kind of race for former Olympic sprinter Hiram Lewis. The Central Grand Bahama MP, an architect, husband, and father, is one of 3 contenders hoping to become the next leader of the Free National Movement.
The people want something that is different. I often say I'm not a politician. I don't know politics, but I know people. I refer to myself as a peopletician. I understand people. And whereas others may say every man has a vote, I say no, every vote has a man or a woman attached to it. And when you treat a vote as a person, as an individual with needs, or something to offer, then it's better for all.
As we sit in the stands of the National Stadium, Lewis explains his mindset going into Saturday's convention as he faces off against his fellow Grand Bahama counterparts, Michael Pintard and Kwesi Thompson. He says he feels he is the right man for the job.
Me being a builder, someone who likes to solve problems, someone who understands foundation, who understands base, understanding what needs to happen, decided to step into this new season in terms of leadership. So I believe I have what it takes to reignite and to reunite this party.
Lewis knows about going against the grain and being the underdog. His first Olympic appearance was at the age of 31, when many retire. At age 35, he made his second Olympic team. And speaking of team, he says that's what this is all about, uniting the party's team.
No matter what, you don't ever become too comfortable. You listen to your base, you listen to your people, you give the youth a seat at the table, listen to the youth association. That is the first political association in the country for the youth, the TYA. Listen to our women's association, give them a seat at the table.
Over 400 delegates will vote during the FNM's one-day convention on Saturday. And as he approaches the finish line for his biggest race yet, Lewis is hoping to cross as the winner.
In a race to win, I believe that I can win any race that I enter. And of course, I mainly represented the Bahamas in the relays. So it was all about teamwork. And I have a strong team working with me in this leadership race.
For Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Thanks, Kyle. Well, we enjoyed sunny skies this Thanksgiving. Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with the latest.
Thanks, Christina. Our first look at weather tonight is being brought to you by Ports International, trusted medical supplies for a better quality of life. Very comfortable temperatures on the outside. Temperatures in low 70s right now, 73 with mostly clear skies. We have some patchy clouds moving across occasionally. Your winds have kind of eased up, east-northeast at 9 miles per hour. Still a bit breezy, but you'll feel slight temperature at 71 degrees. Satellite view, we have some patchy clouds moving in out of the Atlantic across the area, courtesy of a high-pressure system that's still in charge of our weather. That's going to continue to bring a few clouds across the area, maybe a sprinkle or two associated with that, but the wind's expected to start falling off before we get another front by Saturday. That is your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, government hopes to resolve a PI land dispute, and Cable Bahamas rewards unsung heroes in the community. Stay with us.
Get that glorious internet connection back in business within seconds with the new self-help modem reset. Just follow these very easy steps. Step 1, call 601-2200 or 242-300-2200. Number 2, select option 3. Step 3, select option 2. Step 4, enter your 8-digit account number. Step 5, follow the prompts. It's really that simple. Rev, you and us together.
The Davis administration is looking to reach an amicable resolution over disputed beachfront property on Paradise Island. The Western Peninsula of PI is where Bahamian businessman Toby Smith says he planned to develop his beach club. He says he received a letter from the government dated January 7th, 2020, agreeing to lease the land to his company. Royal Caribbean also has plans for the property.
There is no position by the government yet. There's no position by the government. The issue is, and I'll explain this to you, the previous government, as you would have known, granted two people a grant for same land, a lease for same land. Toby Smith, as you mentioned, and of course Royal Caribbean. Now, we know you can't grant the same person, you can't grant two different people the same plot of land. And so that's where the first issue lies, right? It's Toby Smith and RCL. We know we've been seeing what's been playing out with them. Toby Smith, as you would have known in the media, was granted the land first. So, by all accounts of any court, if you go to court and discuss this, the court will say, well, who was granted the land first ought to be the one who holds the land.
Royal Caribbean Cruise Line is interested in developing the beach excursion on Paradise Island as it seeks to increase passenger numbers and expand entertainment options for visitors in port. The company has purchased several private plots of land and obtained a government crown land lease for more acreage.
The agenda of Bahamians always comes first. What we're trying to do, though, because of the nature of the situation, is find an amicable agreement for both parties, for all to be satisfied in this.
Well, Hands for Hunger has a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving after winning the top prize in the Cable Bahamas Connecting People Who Care competition. Vonique 2 reports.
First place, 100,000 cash, 50-inch flat screen TV, $2,000 in cash for the organization, and 6 months of Cable Bahamas Business Solution Services. Precious Thompson.
Hands for Hunger's Precious Thompson going home with the grand prize after winning Cable Bahamas' Connecting People Who Care campaign. The winner was chosen after 50,000 votes were cast online. A tearful Thompson said feeding the hungry isn't just a job, it's her passion.
I just want to say thank you to everyone for voting for all of us and supporting our NGOs. It's so important for corporate Bahamas to pour back into the community, and it's greatly appreciated. So that's me.
She praised her fellow competitors, second-place finisher Jody Knowles of Bahamas Harvest Church and Exana Dormius of the Bahamas Red Cross, who placed third.
Thank you so much to the executives of Cable for just putting on this campaign. It really has done a lot for me emotionally, more than you could ever imagine.
We want to thank each and every one of you for participating, and we look forward to keeping this partnership rolling.
Launched on National Heroes Day, the Connecting People Who Care campaign was designed to highlight the work of Cable Bahamas Business Solutions customers that go above and beyond to help the most vulnerable in the country. Each organization nominated a hero. Director of Business Solutions Sharnette Thompson called the three women an inspiration.
Exana Dormius, Jody Knowles, and Precious Thompson, we want you to know that we see you. We see your crazy faith, your generosity, your passion, and your commitment to help others. Yes. Thank you for making a difference.
Yes. Cable Bahamas CEO Franklin Butler stressed the importance of giving back to the community and highlighting the efforts of unsung heroes.
We thought it was important to leverage this Connecting People Who Cares initiative as a way of giving back, taking some of our profits to really have impact in our community and to really help those NGOs who are not often standing side by side with us to make sure that there's some degree of normalcy in times of crisis.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Vani Tude.
Thanks, Vani. When Our News returns, Kyle is in the kitchen for Thanksgiving, and college basketball continues on New Providence. The details when Our News returns.
Get that glorious internet connection back in business within seconds with the new self-help modem reset. Just follow these very easy steps. Step 1, call 601-2200 or 242-300-2200. Number 2, select option 3. Step 3, select option 2. Step 4, enter your 8-digit account number. Step 5, follow the prompts. It's really that simple. Rev, you and us together.
This is Our News. Welcome back. Thousands of people came by car, bicycle, and even by foot to United Faith Ministries International Church to get a meal this Thanksgiving as the church did its part to feed families. Giorgio Bain reports.
Thousands of people showed up at United Faith Ministries to collect their Thanksgiving feast, the charitable event giving many families a reason to be thankful.
Happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving!
I think it's very good what the church is doing, giving back to the community and helping other people. It's good.
Senior Pastor Apostle Falman Ferguson met hundreds of cars lined up after 9 this morning and had served over 500 people before noon.
It's about giving back. It's about inspiring faith, hope, and love in our communities. In these difficult times, many people are hurting and in need of a hands up.
He thanked all those who made today possible.
This is a massive undertaking. The preparation that is needed to cook this volume of food is unbelievable. And so I just want to thank God for the staff here at UFMI, and of course the volunteers, the members who are volunteers, and even those who have come from outside to be a part of serving.
Residents shared what they are thankful for this Thanksgiving.
I give God thanks and praise for, just sparing our lives and that I'm here still today. I give him praise.
Thank God for life. And thank God for God.
Today is Thanksgiving, right? But I don't really have no one to give me anything. But I really appreciate it. I gotta play the food for me.
Thank God for life.
Thank you. Tell me how you feel about what the church is doing today.
It's doing a good job.
Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy it.
Appreciate that.
Minister Monique Green says she's just grateful to do her part in helping her community.
I am thankful to be alive so that I can be out here giving God thanks and praise for these people who don't know where maybe their next meal is going to come from, and that I'm a part of this community and this great church.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Giorgio Bain.
Thanks, Giorgio. Well, what's Thanksgiving without a little fun in the kitchen? Kyle Joaquin gets to chef it up over a hot stove with the folks at Altitude at Fusion.
Like I said, I'm not doing anything, so we can.
Chef Gia was quick to let me know this meal would be all me. First up, our creative spin on pumpkin soup, the curry coconut pumpkin bisque. Once that was heated, we got right to the bowl, putting whipped cream at the bottom.
Have you had any experience with
whipped cream?
Yeah.
I can't say it on TV.
Wow, okay. Excellent right there.
Come on, y'all hiring?
Yes, we actually are. Okay, so the next step would be your nutmeg. So just a little sprinkle.
Then our greenery mixture, coconut crumbs, and we were ready for our bisque.
Slowly pouring it into your soup bowl.
In the middle?
Yes, sir.
And it tasted much better than it looked. Then it was on to our main course, turkey, brown sugar glazed ham, peas and rice, and our special Johnny cake stuffing.
So that's our twist there to provide something that most Bahamians are used to eating, which is johnny. Yes, a johnny bread stuffing.
Who knew I was good at carving turkey?
You handle a knife? Should I step back? Okay.
Once we got those bad boys sliced, it was time to uncup our rice that we already packed. Safe to say, there was a lot of pressure. And now that dinner was all done and plated, Chef Gia let me get creative with dessert and our special pumpkin pie, as long as I didn't break it.
Madam, I ain't not supposed to. Okay, I can let you do that.
So what you're gonna do is a nice drizzle, like a zigzag motion. Yes.
Woo! Woo! Look at that!
And after some whipped cream and cranberry topping with our sliced strawberry on top, my Thanksgiving dinner was done.
Here's to you being a great apprentice.
Wow.
And a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
In the kitchen for our news, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Thanks, Kyle. Marcellus Hall has the latest from Baha Mar Hoops coming up tonight in sports.
Welcome to our sports, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. As you can tell, we're on the road tonight for the continuation of the Baha Mar Hoops Fest here at the Baha Mar Convention Center. Last night, the men's championship game taking place as the Chanticleers took on Toledo. Let's take a look. Championship game, Baha Mar Hoops Nassau Championship last night at Baha Mar Convention Center. Coastal Carolina Chanticleers in the green taking on the Toledo Rockets in the championship matchup. This one turns out to be a pretty good one. Jumping out early would be the Chanticleers, but they would be unable to hold on. Toledo comes storming back. Matter of fact, they hold on for the big victory here to claim the championship. 79-70 ends up being your final score. Tournament and game MVP. Oh boy, talk about having a good game. Ryan Rollins, he made 12 of his 20 field goals on the evening, finished up with a total of 35 points in the game to lead his team to the victory. On hand was the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture. We'll get to him in a second. But by the way, just a quick mention, Coastal Carolina, they do have a Bahamian on that team. His name is Ahmad Harvey. Afterwards, he talked about the experience of being at home.
I'm happy to be home. It was a great experience. I'm happy to see my family. I'm grateful.
Obviously, having an injury, not being able to have the full kind of role that you want to, it must have been a little bit disappointing, but what else do you take away as you guys go on from here?
Just learning from film, getting better, like just becoming a better team, and like just listening to coach and trusting him and trusting the process.
Yeah. Now, as you mentioned, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Bolag, was in attendance. He talked as well about the importance of the tournament and having events like this here in the Bahamas.
We want to go to all of the majors, for example, Final Fours or championships in the various disciplines. We want to be able to go to these events with that sporting federation discipline, along with a representative of tourism and my ministry, and be able to sell the Bahamas and sell these facilities we have here. We don't want those facilities sitting, like we say in our blueprint for change. We want a 52-week calendar of events, and that's what our intent is to do in the next 24 months to make sure we leave this country and go and bring the events here and not sit back and wait for them to come to us.
So now that the men are out of the way, the women's league getting underway with the first set of games here on the women's side. That's the Pink Flamingo Championship. We'll give you details on that after the weekend. I'm Marcellus Hall. Back to you.
Thanks, Marcellus. Still ahead, Love will light a tree tomorrow night. Find out more after this.
Get that glorious internet connection back in business within seconds with the new self-help modem reset. Just follow these very easy steps. Step 1, call 601-2200 or 242-300-2200. Number 2, select option 3. Step 3, select option 2. Step 4, enter your 8-digit account number. Step 5, follow the prompts. It's really that simple. Rev, you and us together.
Welcome back to our news. What kind of weekend weather do we have ahead? Greg is back in the Weather Center.
Thanks again, Christina. Welcome back, everybody, on this Thanksgiving Thursday. Very beautiful conditions outside our studios as we have that ridge of high pressure in charge of our weather. Not much in terms of much cloud mass across the area. That frontal boundary that was affecting us over the last couple of days, now deep south across Hispaniola and the Puerto Rico area. Another frontal boundary now moving into the eastern United States of America. We expect that one to get here by Saturday, but a more significant front expected by next week, Monday, and that should give us a nice cool down once again. And of course, the tropics quiet as we wind down the Atlantic hurricane season, and tropical cyclone formation is not expected through the next 5 days. Boating forecast for all areas tonight through tomorrow. Your winds will be out of the northeast to east, coming down 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean, but we do expect some swells out there up to 6 feet along the Atlantic exposed shorelines. Your high tide will be at 11:59 tonight. Here's a look now at your national forecast. A look now at your extended forecast through Thursday. Mostly pleasant conditions expected for the next couple of days as a series of fronts affects us. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Greg. The Bahamas Cancer Society's Love Lights a Tree ceremony will be bigger and better than ever this year, according to co-chair Gina Gonzalez-Roll. The event will be held tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Marathon Mall grounds.
So we have so much entertainment this year. We decided we still want to keep the nice, settled finish with it, with everything going on, but we also want to give it a little upbeat so that we know that persons can bring a little joy and laughter and, just enlighten everyone to the fact that even though the pandemic is still on, we still have to live and we still have to be safe and we still have to be happy.
Well, thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Christina Dragovich. Stay tuned for a brand new episode of On the Record with Jerome Sawyer, which starts right now. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.